Welcome back to hell. Steven has lost his mind. I keep making philosophical discussions, and I'm slowly losing my mind watching this show. It's still good, I will say. It's not because, oh, it's bad, I can't do this. And then, no, it's all good. I'm losing it. He's losing it. He's a monster. He's a giant. Well, he might be a giant, I guess. He had a giant pillar coming out of his back. That's pretty bad. He has officially lost his mind, and, yeah, these are the final 2 episodes, and I'm scared. I'm always scared when I watch this show now, but I'm really scared now. I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. Yep, let's get started. So is the giant worm-looking thing, is that Steven? Is that monster Steven? I am my monster. Fucking Godzilla. It's a dark day. Oh! Good lord.
Let's hurry up and clobber that thing!
Stand down.
What for? Where's Steven?
That is Steven.
Ugh. That is so terrifying. Look at it!
Run!
It's the monster Ed wishes he was.
We can change him back, can't we?
As long as he believes he's a monster, he'll stay one.
Yeah, you have to convince him he's not.
Let's go, guys.
Oh shit. Alexandrite versus Steven. Alexandrite's not big enough though. Oh, never mind. I'm stupid. Oh, that didn't work. Ooh. Oh, thank God Lapis is here. She knows a thing or two about.
But I can't hold him forever. Now what do we do?
You sure? You held a lot.
Like this?
You held Malachite for a while.
We need to bring out his humanity.
You know who would be great at that? Who?
Steven.
Steven! Yoo-hoo! Steven! Is this a bad time?
The diamonds.
We have to change him back.
Leave it to me.
What if they fused?
Enough.
Oh shit.
I know exactly how to help. If I connect with him and he
Wait.
speaks through me. Oh, what happened?
Nope.
Oh, that's not Steven anymore.
It is though.
I can't hold him much longer.
Oh, come on. Oh, God, how strong is he? I guess it makes sense for him to be that stronger. Whoa. This really is turning into a Godzilla movie. Oh shit, even they split. The cluster. Oh! Can the cluster take him? Oh shit, it's getting so much darker.
He's like this because of us. We're the source of Steven's suffering.
He is a diamond. Aw, come on!
This is all my fault. Yes, it is.
Connie?
Yes, you hurt him, but this isn't the time to make this all about you.
Yeah,
That is not
this is about
helping.
Steven.
Maybe Steven, he needs us this time.
Oh, thank God for Connie.
We had Steven when we needed him. But the only person who's never had Steven is Steven.
Yeah.
He's always been there for us.
You guys need to
So,
be Steven.
How can we be there for him now?
Yes!
I know how.
Oh God, he's so powerful. He just straight up is Godzilla.
Steven!
Give him a hug. Oh, Super Garnet's giving him a hug.
I want to be there for you now. I'm here,
It's a
Steven.
super hug.
I'm...
Yay. Hugs.
You never gave up on me for some reason I don't understand. Do
Yeah.
the same for you. I know you
Oh.
feel bad. Believe me, I get it. Sometimes it feels like you're never gonna like yourself, but it's possible, man.
Yeah,
Steven,
she knows.
I know how awful it feels to keep a part of yourself secret. You shouldn't have to hide anything from me.
Ugh. that the truth. Ah! Even the cluster.
We're all gonna take care of you the same way you take care of us. You know what? I don't have your powers, but...
He does. Aww. Hey, buddy.
I'm... Lion. Lion.
God in heaven. It really was an intervention. Oh my God. It is what it's what he does for all of them. They helped him. He doesn't have to do this alone. He doesn't have to do this alone. They helped him. They helped him get off the pedestal. It really is that he needed himself. They said as much, the best person to show him his humanity would be him. So they all had to band together to be him. So we didn't go back in time and get young Steven. That's probably for the best. That would have been weird, but... We saved him. We saved him. It was, honestly, it was an intervention. It had started off a little rough, he became a monster, but it's all right. They finally got to him. They finally helped him. And I'm glad, because they were all blaming each other about this, but yeah, they can't make this about them, This is about Steven. We need to help Steven, and they did. I don't know if I have another philosophical discussion in me. That was one thing I was thinking about. I took a little break between episodes, just a 5-minute break between episodes. And I was thinking, man, I always pull out these weird fucking philosophical discussions in these videos. I don't think I have one for this episode necessarily, but we will talk about it, obviously, but man, it's basically, that was the climax. And next episode will be the resolution, the end of the show. And they were all there, That's the greatest thing, is that they were all there. Except Jasper. Fuck Jasper. Jasper's not going to help. But they were all there. The Gems, Connie, Lion, Greg, the B team. The B teams sounds so horrible, but the B team, the Diamonds, Spinel, the Cluster. They were all there for him. I mean, it basically is, it's basically, he went through what happens to all of them. What happened to all of them, basically. It's just that he didn't have someone to stop him, basically. Whereas he has always been there in order to stop them, in order to save them. He just never had anyone, Like, this is what happened. This is what would happen if Steven wasn't there for Lapis, or Peridot, or the Cluster, or the Diamonds. All of them, honestly. This is what would happen, is that they would go over the edge. Luckily, they were all able to band together and be him. They were able to be who he was for them. And I do like that they're all there, even the Diamonds, because I was kind of thinking like, okay, would it just be, the Gems, the Crystal Gems, because those were the original, that's the original team, Steven, Pearl, Amethyst, and Garnet. Would it just be them? But no, it was all of them, and I'm glad, It works out better, Because it's not just that, well, Steven helps villains. No, Steven did help everyone. And now they are all returning the favor, They're all helping him. So we can go ahead and go into the notes. I don't see this being a too terribly long discussion, unfortunately. Because, well, at least compared to previous episodes where, I'm getting all these, philosophical, is he, he's not the legend anymore, and that, that shit that I do. Although, those discussions I still feel are valid, obviously. It's just that, I don't think I'm going to be sitting here philosophizing so much about this episode. Because, truth be told, this episode, it is a climax, and the climax, I find, at least, it can be hard to discuss a climax, but obviously we will talk about it and we will get into it. So I mean, let's just go into the notes for this one. The first thing I wrote down was Monster. I love the design of Monster, Steven. First off, straight up Godzilla. He is straight up Godzilla. But that's the thing, is that, the reason Steven was like this was because he believed he was a monster, which makes sense with his powers, because they've said before, it's like, okay, well, how will he look older if he's going to live for so long? It's like, well, he is as old as he thinks he is. So his mindset influences his appearance, which is why, he couldn't, he was having problems with the growing, with all the growing that he was doing, because his mind wasn't clear. And that's the thing, is that now his mind, he said, I am a monster, so his body became what he thought he was, a monster. A very much a Godzilla looking monster. But I do like that. I like the design. And I like too, the intro. The intro has always shown us the villains we would meet throughout this season. And, we had Pink White Diamond, which wasn't really a villain, but that's what we saw 2 episodes ago, where, Steven became White Diamond for a little bit to confront himself. And then the last thing that we hadn't seen was whatever this, monster looking thing, which everyone in the comments was saying some sort of worm thing. But that wasn't some sort of worm thing. That was his neck, and there was the rest of his, Godzilla body hidden away. So yeah, he became a monster. And it is pretty terrifying to look at that and think, that is Steven. That is this kid. That's him. That was him that whole time. Like that, it's crazy to think about that Steven could become that, but that's the thing. That's the thing. The next thing I wrote down was fight. I thought that was pretty cool. So we did have them try to fight him. I like Alexandrite coming in and tried to fight him and everything. And I like... Okay, so at first I was like, okay, well, Lapis should be able to hold him down, right? Because Lapis held Malachite in the ocean for so long. But you do have to realize there is such a power gap between them, where Steven is so much stronger, especially in this form. He's so much stronger as a diamond than Malachite ever was. Malachite was the combined power, at least the combined power of Lapis and Jasper. So... whereas she was able to hold Malachite for months on end, she could barely hold Steven because he was just that much more powerful. So that was cool. And I do like even the cluster coming in, which I didn't see coming. The cluster came in and actually like held him back for a bit. And the diamonds came in. They tried to resolve it, They tried to use their powers, but none of them were affecting him. Which, I have to say, it's very interesting that none of them bring up Pink Diamond. Like, none of them bring up how, like, oh, this happened to Pink or something like that. And maybe that's for the best, because, it's like, okay, well, Pink had similar powers, and she had these outbursts, We heard as much from Volleyball, and... so it's like, okay, well, why do none of them bring up Pink Diamond? Maybe that's for the best, because if they brought up Pink Diamond, honestly, it would probably make things worse, Because if Steven heard, oh, this is exactly, this is a problem with Pink Diamond, and it's like, he is tired of that, Because that's another, going off of last episode's discussion, that's another separation of the legend, Steven Universe, the legend, is a legend in 3 parts. Rose Quartz, Steven, Pink Diamond. That's all in this legend. And he tried to separate himself from that. So maybe it is better that, none of them did bring up Pink Diamond, So that's good. Yeah. So, and then I do like, they're all crying about it. They're all crying about what's happened to Steven, and they're all blaming themselves, basically, And it's even crazier that, all of this even caused Ruby and Sapphire to split up, Like, that is crazy. But, all of them blaming themselves, and, the diamonds blaming themselves, Spinel blaming herself, and especially White Diamond being like, this is all my fault because, I did all this, It literally is all her fault, and she can't bear it. And then, Light of the Universe Connie, the ray of sunshine and happiness Connie coming in being like, you know what? This is all of your faults. Everyone, Greg included, because he even said that. It's like, this is all of your faults, but that's not helping. You know? That doesn't help. What you need to do... Well, we can't make this about ourselves. This is about Steven. And we collectively need to be for him what he was for us. And that's the thing, is that combining all of them, because I even said this, I think last episode or the episode before that, is that, you know, none of them have what Steven goes through, you know? And White Diamond said as much 2 episodes ago, is that, you know, you are a one-of-a-kind being, you know? Half gem, half creature of Earth. And because of that, no one will understand this other than you. And that's the thing. And I even said so, you know, the gems, well, they have his gem side, but that's it. You know, Greg, as his father, has his human side. That's it. The diamonds have his diamond side. That's it. You know, no one has, you know, all the parts to make up Steven. But now in this episode, they finally figure out collectively they are Steven. They all can, you know, be to Steven what he was to them. So that's incredible. You know, even the cluster is, you know, is sort of the broken part of him, I guess, you know. And I do love that the cluster was there too, and they needed to get through to him, because as long as he thought he was a monster, he would continue to look like that. So what they needed to do was, you know, reassure him, and they gave him a hug. They had Giant Garnet to give him the hug. The diamonds were there too. And I love how, you know, they were all saying, you know, Paradigm's like, you never gave up on me for some reason, which I don't understand, but I won't give up on you now. Or Amethyst saying, it's like, you know, yeah, it must have been really hard, you know, showing this side of you. Or maybe Connie said that, but still, but what Amethyst really said was, you know, I understand what it's like to not like yourself sometimes. That's true, you know? Or Pearl being like, you know, I'm sorry you thought that you needed to keep secrets from me. Yeah, again, Pearl and Rose, you know? So they were all there, and they all gave him a hug because they needed to be there for him. And they are there for him. And he finally understands that now. You know, they're all there. The cluster, you know, holds his hand. Spinel, because she's because she has those powers, she wraps her arms completely around him, which is hilarious. They're all there for him, man. They're all there for him. And he's good now. He's good now. We still have one more episode, and I will assume that it's going to be the resolution. And I don't think I'm scared anymore to watch this show. I hope. Oh, God. I hope we don't have, like, a relapse or something. Something horrible happens in the last episode. Pearl explodes or something. I don't know. No, I doubt that. I think we're going to have a nice resolution episode next time. And I think I'm ready for that, you know? Like, after this episode ended, I was just sitting here like, I am exhausted. And you might be able to hear it in my voice. My voice is actually going a little bit. I think I need to get some water. I don't know. But yeah. That is pretty much it. Tomorrow we will be watching the finale, the final episode of Steven Universe Future. So with all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Steven Universe Future reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you tomorrow.